The most formal of Australia Day celebrations, the flag raising and citizens ceremony in the nation's capital, included a number of historic firsts today. Let's bring in our Sky News political reporter, Joel Philp. Joel, just remind us what was so special about this year's ceremony.
Well, Ash, it was a very special ceremony featuring a number of firsts, and it's actually just wrapped up. I'm going to explore all of these historic firsts that we saw here today, but what we've just seen recently is the Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, after being joined by the Governor-General, David Hurley, to take photographs with those newly minted Australian citizens, faced the press and was asked some questions about whether the date of Australia Day should be changed. He said he didn't want to see the date of Australia Day change, but for those people who do want to see it change, a great way of showing their respect for Indigenous Australians would be to vote yes on the upcoming referendum on an Indigenous voice to Parliament. He was asked about the detractors for that movement, including Greens Senator Lydia Thorpe, who's expressed her criticisms about it, and he said he doesn't want to focus on his detractors, instead focusing on that goal, a reconciliation with Indigenous people.
It is something missing from our nation's birth certificate. It's missing from our constitution. And I say this, if not now, when? If not now, when will this change occur? And if not the people of Australia this year, who will make this change, which will improve our country, improve our national unity? And this is an opportunity for Australia. It's one that I sincerely hope that Australia doesn't miss.
So, Ash, for the first time this year, members of the public took part in the flag-raising ceremony. We had emergency services workers, Indigenous Australians and also Torres Strait Islanders carrying the flags across to where the country's National Guard then raised them higher. We saw King Charles III presented on the podium, a photo of him for the first time. Anthony Albanese, as Prime Minister, spoke and said welcome home to these new Australian citizens. And we saw a variety of firsts like this, including that the National Australian Anthem had two verses sung in English and then Advanced Australian Affair. The third verse was sung in a local Indigenous language. We saw some Seahawk helicopters, one rather, carrying the Australian flag soaring above the sky here, and also a very large RAF plane doing an overhead fly. There was a local welcome to country from a local elder who said that she wanted to go a little bit over time in her speech this morning and wanted to pitch her own support for why a voice to Parliament is a great idea.
We need to come together as one people and celebrate this day together instead of it's us and them, because I want to make a difference. I want you to make a difference for our future, as we are all Australians. I'm a proud Ngunnawal Aboriginal woman, but I'm also a proud Australian.
After what was a lovely ceremony on a spectacularly warm day here in Canberra, things are being packed up. But at this site called Lake Burley Griffin, later on tonight there is going to be a night market and then a laser show for the first time, starting from 9 p.m. So it's certainly a colourful way to celebrate Australia Day this year here in Canberra. Ash?
Yeah, plenty of opportunities to celebrate. Joel Philp, thank you for that.